Hello and welcome to Arsenal Online. Here you'll find the latest stories and news about Arsenal. Welcome back, Gunners from across the world. Midfield changes Arsenal need to make to save their season. First of all, let's get things into perspective. Arsenal have done far better than anyone dreamed of, considering their disastrous start to the 21-22 season. From the darkest depths of the Premier League, they've clawed their way into contention and are fifth in the Premier League. If you asked any Gunners fan at the beginning of this term if fifth place would be an acceptable position to finish in, they would have bitten your hand off. But now the talk is of a disastrous season if Arsenal have to settle for fifth. Mikel Arteta has got his reshaped team to a good level. Mistakes have been made, but overall he's done okay. There's been criticism over his handling of former captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the sale or loan of players in the January transfer window, which reduced his squad considerably. But with the bright young talent in the squad, Arsenal have performed well. However, injuries have now reduced that small squad even further, and hopes of a top four finish are at serious risk following the losses of Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey. Football fans are fickle and volatile, and after such disastrous showings in the past week, some are now calling for Arteta to go. Arsenal have lost 2 matches in a week, and yes, things are tough. But there is no way the club will sack him with 8 games to go in the season, especially with the exciting football he's been producing with this young team. And that's the critical point. This team is young. They're learning, developing and growing. The disappointments will teach them as much as the winning. Supporters have rightly criticised the wasted opportunities to strengthen the squad in January, but that cannot be changed now. There are no more opportunities until the summer. So Arteta has to make changes within his small squad if he is to finish this season strongly. Any manager of any club would struggle with injury setbacks of this importance. Losing Partey and Tierney, combined with Tomiyasu's ongoing issues, would be a problem for any top-flight team. 4th place does still hang in the balance. It is achievable. It's not totally out of reach, but it's going to be tough, very tough. Realistically, today, Europa League seems more of a possibility, but that can change, depending on the decisions Arteta makes from now on. With that in mind, here are some suggestions we think could improve the Gunners' fortunes. While the entire squad is paper thin, midfield is where the major issues now lie. Arteta put Xhaka to left back and left a midfield 3 of Smith Rowe, Odegaard and Lokonga against Brighton. Lokonga particularly suffered against the Seagulls. He spent so much time on the bench this season that he struggled big time. The gaps between players were too large, leaving the Belgian isolated on the ball and abandoned off it. Moving Xhaka back into the middle of the park in the second half resulted in a noticeable improvement. The Swiss midfielder surprisingly brought a calmness in his passing and allowed Arsenal to build up as more than 2 or 3 passes were strung together. The added security provided by an experienced international allowed Lokonga some positional freedom too, with the youngster getting shots away from outside the box. They weren't successful, but it did work better for him. Matches are only going to be more difficult from now on. Placing the responsibility of anchoring a Premier League midfield on the young shoulders of such a player away at Southampton or against Chelsea and Manchester United is just not fair. Arteta needs to make the changes that will ensure a balanced midfield. What he did at Brighton in the second half worked better. Lokonga is talented, no doubt about it, and although he's entered the team in unusual circumstances, he could now be pivotal in the race for fourth place. Arteta just needs to be very wise about how he uses all his team now. Thank you for watching Arsenal Online. Please subscribe and ring the bell for all the latest Gunners news.